everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you're thinking, where are you? I'm actually in my kitchen because today's video is going to be a little bit different. Recently I have heard some things about cleaning a beauty blender in the microwave, and I just kind of wanted to test that out and see, is that actually going to work, or am I going to destroy my beauty sponges? So I'm in my kitchen with my microwave to see what this is all about. So I am going to grab all of the utensils that you'll need. Okay, so obviously you'll need your beauty sponges, so I've got two here. You'll need a mug, and then you'll need some dish soap. So I have Dawn here, but I've read a couple articles and none of them say you have to use a specific soap, so any soap will work. I'm just going to show you my beauty sponges as like a before. So this is the Real Techniques sponge. You can see that, you know, especially at the top and then here at the bottom where I typically am blending out product, that's where most of the product is concentrated. So you can see that there's a little bit of staining. Same thing with my beauty blender here. You can see that there's a little bit more around the pointier end and around this end, less so in the middle. So I'm going to do one at a time because that's what the article that I read suggested. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put a little bit of Dawn in my cup. It doesn't really specify how much, so I'm just putting, like, I would say maybe a dime size amount in there, and I'm going to fill it halfway up with water. Now I'm just going to drop my beauty blender right on in there and then make sure like it's as covered in water as it can be, and I'm going to microwave this for 1 minute. Alright, so it just finished its time in the microwave. As I'm sure you all would expect, because it's been in the microwave for a minute, it is going to be hot, so they suggested letting it sit for a little bit. Not too long, I'd say maybe just a minute or so to let it cool. I am going to dump out the water and then let it cool, because if it's just chilling in the hot water, that's not going to be right. So I'm going to dump out the water, let the beauty blender cool for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'm going to squeeze out all of the water and show you guys what it looks like without hopefully as much product on it, and hopefully it'll look a little bit newer. Okay, so on the article that I read, they did say that you could do this a couple of times to get the best results, but this is what my pink beauty blender is looking like now. You can still see that there's a little bit of product here on the top and maybe just a couple of dots there on the bottom, but it's not anything nearly as bad as it was previously. So I definitely say this had an impact, plus it's probably penetrating the sponge a little bit more, the soap, and just having it really soak everything up in the microwave. But I definitely do think it had an impact on this. I'm going to go ahead and do my Real Techniques sponge. I didn't take any before pictures and after pictures of this, so I can't show them side by side, but I did take a before picture of the Real Techniques sponge. So we're going to see what type of job it's going to do on that sponge next. Okay, so I just finished with my Real Techniques sponge, and this is what it's looking like now. As you can kind of tell, it does look definitely a lot cleaner, I'd say, than when I first put it in the microwave. Again, it does still have some residual foundation and concealer marks on it, but I think if I were to do it, you know, 2 or 3 more times, it would probably get everything out. My whole thing is, when I do this and clean my beauty blenders and everything, I'm probably not going to want to put it in the microwave 5 or 6 times to get it absolutely squeaky clean. It doesn't need to be, as long as it's clean, you know? So I'm thinking that this is really sufficient for my purposes, and this is probably a deeper clean than I've ever been able to get my sponges before, so I definitely think that this is a good method, and it's pretty, you know, it's not very time consuming, and I'd say if you have a lot of sponges, it would be nice too, because you could either put them in the same mug, or you could do like a couple mugs at a time in the microwave, since you can fit more than 1 mug in the microwave at a time. So I definitely think this is a cute concept. I will probably continue to do it for my sponges, especially as I start to accumulate more and more. As far as the process, I do want to outline again just exactly what I did. So you just need a mug and some dish soap, and I would put maybe a dime size amount of dish soap in the mug and fill it up with water, enough water to cover the beauty sponge. It doesn't need to be completely filled to the rim, and then you microwave it for 1 minute. After that, what I did is I dumped out the remaining water into the sink and just let the beauty blender cool after having been in the microwave with the water for a minute, because if you just immediately try to squeeze out the water, it will, I don't know if it'll actually burn your hands, but it's definitely incredibly hot, so I would definitely exercise caution there. From there, as much as I could get all of the water out with my own hands, then I took a paper towel. So I'm actually going to show you the paper towel that I had with the Real Technique sponge, because you can see that it's definitely working and getting product out. So I just took the paper towel, wrapped the Beauty Blender in the paper towel, and just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And it definitely showed me that not only is it, you know, just a gimmick type thing, it's definitely getting the foundation and the product out of the beauty sponge, which is what you're doing this for. So I definitely think this is a fantastic technique if you're looking for a new and easier way to clean your sponges. I thought it was a little odd at first, but it ended up working out for me, so hey, whatever works. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave to stay up to date on all of my latest content, and I will see you guys next time.